Here we go, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Jackson Report. This week, episode 6. Very special episode. I'm going to get to that later on in the episode. But this week, got a very special guest, Miss Kimberly Ambler Jones, the sister of Javier Ambler, who was killed by Round Rock police last year. So I want to try to join me in welcoming her to the show. And how you doing today, Miss Kimberly?
I'm well, and you?
Oh, I'm all right. See, my show a different kind of show. So you feel free to say what you want to say if you angered about the situation. And hopefully you was angered as I was when I read about it because, hey, I'm a black man in Austin. And I'm from Detroit, so we tend to get a lot of that up there. But when I read the story about your brother, I spoke on it on one of my episodes, especially when I read the sheriff was getting indicted for tampering with the evidence. But it was so many different reports that, he didn't, and live PD, the show didn't air. So I was just wondering how it all affected y'all family when y'all was reading the same reports I was reading.
Um, it was surprise in some aspects because when my brother passed away, all we was told was that he died in police custody, but we weren't given any detail. And as much as we asked and requested to see footage from the body cam, car cameras, whatever from the police, they never responded. Like literally the day we found out he passed, we were asking for that information immediately because of the world that we currently live in. We don't know when a black man or woman gets pulled over by the police what the end result is going to end with. So that was our first request. We weren't given that. We waited 15 months before we were able to find out anything, and that's only because a reporter was persistent in
Okay.
finding out information, and that's how it got put out there. And so we didn't know about live PD being on the scene. We didn't know he was tased. We didn't know any of that. So all the information we didn't know, it was like pretty much reliving it all over again from the beginning
Oh,
because
wow.
now we've answers to what we've been missing this whole time.
Yeah, I can understand that. And let me be the first to say, like, my condolences. I know it's been how long it's been, like a year or a little over a year?
It's been over a year. It'll be 2 years in March.
Okay. And with all of this coming back up, it's almost like it just happened yesterday. So now with the
Pretty
sheriff,
much.
he was trying to hide the evidence. Like, was they really just like non-responsive to the family or just not cooperating with y'all at all?
From what we know, 'cause, there's always more than one side of a story. But from what we heard from the Travis County DA, because it was actually the deputies, it was Williamson County deputies that murdered him.
Hmm.
And but it happened in Travis County, so it was a sticky situation because it was two different counties.
Yeah.
So Travis County DA was requesting the body cam and the dash cam from Williamson County Sheriff's Office, and we were told by her that they wouldn't release the information. Like she requested it several times and they wouldn't release it. And this is before us knowing about Live PD.
Oh,
So then once
wow.
they found out about Live PD, it was requested from Live PD. They said they destroyed it because nobody requested it.
Oh,
Well, how did
wow.
they request it if we didn't know y'all were there?
Exactly. Exactly. And see, when I
So
read it,
it was to cover themselves.
uh huh. And see, it's crazy because when I read the story, it was like the sheriff was pointing fingers at everybody but himself. He was saying he was blaming the district attorney of Williamson County and the district attorney of Travis County, and basically he was trying to say it like, oh, they trying to take me down because it's the election year and they trying to rerun. And to me, that was null and void to the case in point. Like,
Because
even
my
if
point
they
is if you had nothing to hide, if what you did was correct, you would have no problem handing that video over.
exactly,
If you felt like my brother was so much of a threat, a man that was unarmed, you felt like he was so much of a threat because he was a big black man. That's the
see,
reason why you found it was okay to tase him even after he told you his medical condition. Then you would have handed that over, no problem. Because I know if I'm defending myself, I'm gonna show everything proving why I did what I did. But they were hoping that they could hide it and just sweep it under the rug, and people were gonna quit asking. I said, but you got the wrong family.
exactly,
Like that man belonged to somebody. He wasn't just some random person on the street that had nobody that cared about him. He had a family that cared about him. He had a community of people that cared about him. So nobody was just gonna let that get swept under the rug. We was gonna keep asking questions until I didn't have any more breath in my body to find out what happened to my brother. So
exactly,
he was the wrong one.
exactly. So now, is y'all like doing anything on his behalf? Y'all got like any foundations on his behalf?
We've been starting a few things. We've been busy. So we have a website, it's justiceforjavierambler.com. And right now, every event that we've been doing, we updated on that website. The
Okay,
most recent one we just did unveiling of his mural that's in downtown Austin on South Congress.
okay,
That was on Saturday morning. Yeah, it got completed, and we did the unveiling Saturday morning. We have another project that we're working on. It probably won't be until January because
hmm,
I'm hoping, I try to do something every month. But the two things I'm doing for like Christmas and Thanksgiving is more giving back because we've had so many people support our family that for Christmas and Thanksgiving, we want to support a family, like we want to sponsor a family that is in need of Thanksgiving. That, COVID's going on right now. So many people are unemployed still,
yeah,
their money to be able to take care of themselves. So we want to show our appreciation for everything that people have done for us and our family over this last almost 2 years. Um, and by giving back to them. My brother was a giver. He loved people. He loved helping people if he could. So I felt like during the holidays, and our family's super close. We're just really family oriented. We love to help each other, take care of other people. Holidays are really important to us. So I
okay,
know some days could be very depressing if you don't have the funds to do what you want to do with it, especially if you have children.
yeah,
So for Thanksgiving and Christmas, we want to actually sponsor families and take care of them. And then in January, I'm planning something, but I haven't got it officially approved yet. So once it
okay,
is, we'll update it. But
okay.
yeah, planning a foundation though. We're trying to get that going also.
All right. And I see I'm gonna have to be checking in with you because I want to be a part of that. And I got
Yeah.
to be the first to. My hat's off to y'all because it's like in y'all time of need, y'all feel the need to give back, and that speaks volumes about the character of his family, and that
Yeah.
actually to me speaks volumes about his character as a man, because even in his demise, his family is still trying to give back and still trying to keep his legacy alive. So that's what's up to me.
Yeah. No other way.
Yeah, like
And,
now, what was his medical condition? Because I think I read he was telling them like he had congestive heart failure or something like that.
he had congestive heart failure. He was diagnosed with that. I think it was in 2017. So there were certain positions that he couldn't physically be in
Hmm.
because he couldn't breathe if he was placed in that position. So
Right.
that's what he was trying to explain to them. Like, I can't do what you're asking me physically. I can't do it. I can't breathe. And then going along tasing him, you know,
Right.
he
Because I was
that's
about to
not.
I was about to say that. Like I got a cousin who's going through that, and I was finna say the taser, that wasn't a good thing for him at all. Then with everything, did he have like he
And
had the pacemaker?
as a trained officer, you should know that if somebody's explaining this to you, then you're not supposed to, especially if they're not a threat to you. He ain't charging at you. He ain't trying to assault you. He ain't trying to do any of that. But what it was is because they had live PD there, and because the Williamson County Sheriff's Office is well known for being on live PD and trying to be superstars instead of being deputies and sheriffs and doing their job. They wanted to be a superstar that night and get a good drama filled episode. And guess what? They took a man's life. They never even aired the episode. So I'm like, was it worth it? You
Right.
didn't even get your 5 minutes of fame. But guess what? My nephews no longer have their dad. My mom no longer has her son. You know what I'm saying? Over some high beams on.
Wow. And that's what it was over?
Yeah, they pulled him over because he had his brights on.
Oh, wow. Like, cause see, now that was the part that was missing for me. I was wondering the whole time, like, they pulled him over because he had his high beams on, and it was said like he was on a high. He led him on a high speed chase.
That's what it said, but I mean, it's never been confirmed. Where's the video?
And now see, exactly, exactly. Especially if the sheriff was trying to destroy the footage and trying to keep it from y'all, like that's like a open and closed case to me. Like the minute
I mean,
y'all
at this
called,
because I can't trust nothing that comes out your mouth. So I'm gonna need you to show me something. You know?
exactly, exactly. Cause see, me when I first moved down here, everybody kept telling me that, like, oh, you don't want to go to Williamson County, and I'm like, okay, what's the difference between Travis and Williamson? Like, and when I heard this, it's like, okay, I see what y'all was talking about now. Like, I can understand, especially hearing your side of the story and hearing that it was just over some high beams. I thought maybe he was smoking a blunt or something like that. I thought it had to be something, some high
There
beams.
was no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Insurance was up to date. Had a good license. No warrants. Nothing.
So his only crime was being a black man in Williamson County, pretty much.
Yeah.
See, and this just drives home a lot of points I be trying to make on my show. Like, if you're not a person of color, you'll never know what it's like to walk in our shoes. You'll never know
No.
what it's like when you see them lights behind you and you know everything in your car is legit and you pull over to the side. That could be the last day you pull over, and for no reason at all other than the color of your skin.
Yeah. And there's so many people that I've spoken with that are part of law enforcement, and they said, even let's say if he did lead them on a chase, they said the reason why they were pulling him over, they've all been trained to end the chase because it's more of a threat to the other people that are on the road and a danger than to chase somebody over headlights. Now, if
Exactly.
this is like a murderer, a rape person, like someone that kidnapped somebody, something serious that, yeah, I need to get to this person before we lose them. Yeah, you already had his license plate. Put a warrant out.
Makes sense to me. So basically, they was
Yeah,
just trying to get 15 minutes of fame on live
exactly.
PD.
Exactly. And what makes me so mad, and I try not to entertain them because I know me and I've come a long way. But when I hear the people say, "Oh, well, he should have pulled over or he should have done this," but you know what? The punishment needs to fit the crime. So you telling me because someone didn't pull over, they deserve to die? Well, we got people out here raping people, kidnapping people, sex trafficking. They go to jail, get a slap on the hand, and they back out in these streets. But because they didn't pull over, they deserve to have their life taken.
Exactly.
That doesn't add up.
Especially when you read the stories of like other people. Like I read a story that happened in Lawrence, South Carolina, and the white lady got pulled over. She shot at police and ran. They called the chase off and arrested her at home.
Mm,
She's still alive
exactly.
today.
Exactly. Because I'm telling you this, if they would have arrested him and put him in jail, I bet you he'd be out right now. Because there was nothing. There was no reason. So do your job. Your job
Exactly.
to go and arrest them if you feel the need to. But your job wasn't to take a man's life that was no threat to you.
especially not over no damn high beams.
Exactly.
It's it's stuff going on in Williamson County that's far worse than a person driving with some high beams on.
Mm-hmm.
So like I really appreciate you taking that time out because you clarified a lot for me. Because when I read it, I was like, "There's so many missing pieces to this for me. Like I don't even know why did they put him over in the first place? Because in the
Mm-hmm.
article, it's still almost like they trying to make it brush it under the rug a little bit. Like oh he hid evidence, Live PD destroyed the footage, and I'm like, dang, if Live PD was there. They supposed to keep the footage. It should be open and closed. And then when he was blaming both the district attorneys, I'm like, well, that don't sound right. Like law enforcement normally be in cahoots with the district attorneys.
Because they tired though. People in Williamson County are tired. Even people, and this is like people say like it's a Democrat Republican. It's not even a Democrat Republican thing at this point no more. In Williamson County, they're tired of being led by a corrupt system. They're
Mm-hmm.
tired of the person that's supposed to be a leader not having any integrity. Like if you saw his mugshot, he went in a suit and smiled in his mugshot. So what you're trying
Wow.
to tell me by that was that my brother's life was a joke to you. First of all, my mother's pain is a joke to you. You didn't take none of this seriously at all. So I kept telling everybody, I was like, when somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. He is not going to
Exactly.
change. He's not a changed man.
Exactly.
And
Now, see, I heard, and then another interesting point I found out about this sheriff. You know, most people get the job by getting promoted. I heard he only the sheriff because he won the lottery.
mm-hmm.
So he
Yep.
won the lottery and ran to become sheriff. He didn't work for it.
I don't believe he even had anyone to run it against. So it was kind of like he was just given the position.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Nah,
Yeah. He
I
used to
I
work
gotta
for
ask you
Austin
this.
Police Department, and he got in trouble with Austin Police Department for assaulting a young black male when he was a police officer.
Oh wow. See, you
He
find out
got a lot of
something new.
dirt.
Now see, I gotta. Now I need to ask. I hope y'all going after them for all y'all can get from them. I really do because that hearing that aspect of it for some high beams, it's like I hope the deputies, did the cops get charged that did that?
Oh, did they get charged? Well, right now we're still waiting because the Travis County DA, she was supposed to take the case to the grand jury in August.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had the election for DA, who was going to be the Democratic um, runner for the DA in August, and she lost to
Oh
Jose
wow.
Garza. So once she lost to Jose Garza, she washed her hands with it. She was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let Jose take care of it, pretty much, and left it alone. Which he still has to be elected in with this election that's going on now, and then on top of that, you have to wait until the new year for him to actually be put into that position as the DA.
Wow.
So that's been put on hold because she lost her election.
Oh wow. So it's almost like they keep prolonging it and just got y'all family waiting in the balance to get justice.
Well, at first I was kind of upset about it because I didn't even know that happened. Because like she spoke to us, spoke to my family, and was like, "No, we're gonna take this to the grand jury." Blah blah blah. Like she was sound like she was real sincere about the whole situation, which people are gonna tell you what they want you to hear, regardless. But when I found out that she wasn't, that she lost, and that she made the statement that she wasn't gonna take my brother's case or Mike Ramos' case to the grand jury in August, that she was gonna let Jose take it. At first, I was angry because I was like, we've been waiting 15 months already. And then now on top of this, you're going to make us wait into the new year. But I honestly believe in my heart that the reason why all this happened with us not knowing what happened then, we didn't have people in place 15 months ago that wanted what they want now. we didn't have people in place that was going to push this case the way they're trying to push it now.
Right.
And she's one of them. So if we would have done this 15 months ago when she wasn't going to get, or she was in her position and Jose wasn't going to be elected, she wasn't going to do nothing with that case. That case would have went to the grand jury, would have been dismissed, and we would have just been sitting here looking dumb. So I honestly feel like being patient is the best way to be right now, because I feel like in January, I feel like this is something Jose wants to push. He wants to make sure that this doesn't happen to nobody else. He agrees that this was something that could have been handled completely different. So at the same time of me being kind of upset that she put it off, I'm actually okay with that she put it off, because I feel like the better person is going to take it to the grand jury.
Oh, okay. So y'all spoke with him.
I spoke to him somewhat, not necessarily about that, but he actually made a statement about it and said that that would be his priority. So.
Right on. Right on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that is in these elections, whether it's at the presidential level or whether it's just at your local level in the county that you live in, these people that are going to get put into office in January, what they say, they better back up what they say, because I feel like everyone's so tired of people getting into office and not doing what they say they're going to do. It ain't going to work the way that it usually does. Like, we just brush it off. No, people are going to be in their face. The pressure is going to be on them, and they're going to have to do what they said they were going to do.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying that I don't believe that he would do it, but we're going to make sure that it gets done.
And I need you to let me know, because I want to be a part of that, because I myself is like fine tired of all these empty promises. I've been speaking on that a lot. People promise you the world until they get elected, and then once you elect them, it's like, oh, they got amnesia.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't forget. So, okay, we'll wait.
Exactly. And I really commend y'all family for the show of strength that y'all have, being patient about it all, because me, I was fired up about it. I'm like, we've been marching all year anyway. Like, something need to be done. Like, why is this case not making headline news? But I didn't know it was like happened a while ago, at least 2 years almost.
That's the reason why it didn't get like all the national attention. Like, it hit national areas, but not like Breonna Taylor and everybody else. So. And I feel like it's because it happened so long ago, but we just now found about the details now. But I also feel like if we would have known the details March of 2019, my family, I can speak for myself, I wouldn't be able to do the things I'm doing right now, because I was still grieving, and I couldn't talk about it. I couldn't hear about it. I didn't want nobody talking to me about it, So I wasn't in the right headspace to do it. So that's a whole nother thing about timing. I feel like it all is working out in the timing that it was supposed to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And just looking at you, you can tell God is with you. I just see it all over you. Like, because to be able to even be me, I couldn't have did an interview. I couldn't have been talking about my brother or my sister or somebody like that, especially with all of the details that's coming out about it. But, God works in mysterious ways. So I believe your family going to get the justice y'all deserve behind this.
Thank you. We stay prayed up about it, and everyone else that's praying for us about it. That's all we ask. Keep the prayers, keep your faith. People get discouraged because of all the other cases and the outcomes for it. But I tell people all the time, my faith moves different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to base my brother's case off of someone else's outcome.
Exactly.
Like, my mom instilled a whole lot of faith in us, and she let us know who our provider is and who, if he's in our corner, can't nobody be against us. So I honestly feel like God doesn't bless mess, because I didn't see it on Twitter where the deputies' families, and they're all talking about praying for them and all this kind of stuff. I get it. We're all children of God, but God did not bless mess. And that was exactly what that was. It wasn't out of love. It was out of hate.
So what is so the deputies don't like administrative leave or some BS like that?
No, because they never got put on any type of leave, because the sheriff is the one that has to do it. And he ain't going to do it.
Wow.
So that's why this election for Williamson County is so important, because when he got into the position, there was nobody running against him. Well, now there is. Mike
Okay.
Gleason's running against him, and everybody in Williamson County needs to make sure they go out and vote. Because if you're tired, then you need to make sure that he's no longer in the position to make these decisions that he's making.
Exactly. Well, he shouldn't be in the position if they're going to indict him.
But this election probably going to happen sooner than this indictment. So before they get to the court, so we have to start somewhere. That's where we need to start. Get him out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants to start. You got the money. Go to Hollywood and go be on TV if that's what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I know that blew me away when I heard he was only the sheriff because he won the lottery. That's a position that's normally earned. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I appreciate you taking the time out and speaking on it so a lot of my viewers can understand, because I spoke on it a couple weeks ago, and to actually have his sister come and speak on behalf of the family, I appreciate you taking the time out to do that for me.
Thanks for having me. Anytime I get a chance, I'm going to tell my brother's story and make sure everybody knows what happened, because they ain't going to sit here and try to make him out to be a bad person. There's too many people out here that know who he was. They know his heart. They know what family he came from. They know he was a good man. We had the mural on Saturday, and then Sunday, because my brother played poker. He was big into the poker community in Austin. They all came together. All the poker community came together, played out at Hill Country Card Club in Cedar Park, and did they called him Gator. That was his nickname, but it was Javier Gator Ambler first annual poker tournament. And to see the amount of people that showed up and all the good things they had to say about him, it ain't just me because I'm his sister that I think he's a good person. No, these are perfect strangers. I don't know these people. They don't have to tell me anything. But to hear from a stranger tell me that my brother meant so much to them, I know what I'm talking about isn't a lie. So they're not going to sit here and try to make him look like a bad person, make him look like he was the bad guy. No, the people that were supposed to be the good guys were the bad guys.
Exactly. And that's what I said when I spoke on it. I said, you was in police custody. Their job is to protect and serve. But how many of us do they actually protect?
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to keep in contact and stay in touch with the show and let me know how I can be of any help to the family, because y'all got an advocate in me. Like, I'm going to constantly speak on it until I find out that your family got justice. So thank you for stopping by.
We're on all platforms. Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all justiceforjavierambler.com. That's how you can find us. And then also on the website, justiceforjavierambler.com. Everything's updated on there. But definitely I'll keep you posted on everything, because we're always doing something. So.
Okay, and I'm going to have to go check that mural out. You said it's on South Congress, right?
Where Home Slice,
Mm-hmm.
the pizza place, is on their wall.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I passed by there on my way home, so I'm going to have to stop and check it out. Take a picture in front of it.
You'll definitely like it. The artist was amazing.
Right on. Right on. Oh. All right, Miss Kimberly. Appreciate you. I know it looked like you was just getting off work.
I did. I was like rushing because I was running late. And when he told me y'all were having a little bit of technical difficulties, I was like, good, because so am I.
See, and you know what? The technical difficulty was me. I was running a little late too. So I'm like, I look unprofessional in the mud. But no, yeah. we'll be in contact. I'm gonna look your page up, and if you feel the need, post anything on the Jackson Report page, let me know. The email is on there. Shoot me an email, and we can collaborate and work on some things.
Sounds good.
All right, now. You have a good one.
You too. Have a good night.
All right, now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And that was Miss Kimberly Ambler Jones, the sister of Javier. It was some good info. A lot of good info. Like, I'm really hoping that family get justice, because to hear it was only some damn high beams that made them want to pull him over. And I actually be in Williamson County an awful lot, doing Lyft and dropping people off. And honestly, I don't always be doing the exact speed limit. So to hear that and hear all of the changes that the family was going through, it just really brings you, it kind of humbles me and makes me understand, like, being a person of color, especially when we dealing in these southern states. It's like anytime you see those red and blue lights in behind you, you have to think, am I going to make it home? Wow. And today, I came in and we got off to a little bit of a late start because of me. Was running a little bit late. But I need to speak on something with y'all. Might even upset a lot of people, but the position I'm in when it comes to this, I feel the need to address something. Because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people been coming at me with it. And I think I mentioned it a couple weeks back. The dating thing. But I have to mention yet another aspect this week. The whole interracial thing. Because I see it all the time on Facebook. My sisters, and yeah, I love my black women. But I need y'all to understand something. And this hopefully ain't gonna upset too many people. But if it do upset you, then you need to change your mindset. Because here's the reality of it. I done had so many people talk to me about this whole black man dating a white woman, or a white woman being with a black man, or you don't like black women, to the point of this. Here's just my take. If you're a man, regardless of what color you may be, and most times, no, scratch that. I'm not going to be politically correct with it this time. I'm speaking to my black women. And here's the truth. I watched all of y'all when Serena Williams got married. Oh, y'all was just rejoicing. Oh, she got her a good one. He a billionaire. That's right, girl. Get you a dude with some money. When Eve met her husband, that's right. She caught her a big fish. He a billionaire. That's right. Get you somebody with some money. But now let a black man that's successful decide that his soulmate happens to be of another color. Oh, y'all gonna drag him through the mud. And why? Why is it such a double standard? Here's just my take on it. We getting to a point in America where the whole gender roles thing is becoming null and void, because you got so many women screaming this all the women independent thing, so many women screaming this Me Too, so many women being feminists, that the whole gender roles in the household is becoming null and void. So here's just my take. And you sitting at home, ladies, maybe it's a few of y'all watching this episode. You sit and really think about this one. You working hard every day. And I'm seeing a lot of females starting businesses. And I read Facebook posts all day long just getting ideas on what I want to speak on. But I see a lot of black women with businesses with all these stipulations. Oh, this dude he better be like this and he better be like that. Because you built something. You built something from the ground up with no help from nobody. Now, where it comes into the whole interracial thing. Imagine as a black man. I use myself as an example. Because at one point in time, I used to do the whole music thing. And when I was rapping, so many different females, it's just, oh, you pipe dreaming. It'll never happen. You never gonna do this. Nah, you got to be from anywhere but Detroit. The Detroit artist ain't gonna get signed. All of this. So they didn't believe in the vision. To the point, it didn't happen. It didn't happen because after so long, when you trying something so long and you got so many doubters around you, sometimes it starts sinking into your own mind. So that vision didn't happen. But I always kept saying, I got a vision to be better than I've ever been. I got a vision for greatness. And when people hear me speaking on it, they doubt it. Oh, okay. You're going to try this? Sure. It may work. It may not. Whatever. So I started building. Came to Austin and started building. But I always had it in my mind. To be a leader, you got to make leaders. So anybody I ever encountered, I tried to give them a jewel, impact their life in some kind of way. So I met a lot of different females who I've impacted their lives in a lot of different ways. And can't none of them say I came into their life and did damage to it. None of them. So me using me as the example, with this show, if I ended up with 20 sponsors tomorrow and the show was bringing in $10,000 a month, I'm going to ask y'all something. How many females would come to the table matching that? Or would you come to the table and feel like just because you're a female and you look like something, that entitles you to everything I worked hard to build? I was at work today juggling this whole topic if I really wanted to speak on it or not, because I knew it was going to make some people mad. But I'm getting to the point, finna get to this point for y'all. So when you see a black man and he end up marrying a white woman, an Asian woman, a Hispanic woman, it ain't because he don't like black women if he's a black man. It's probably because he was dealing with a black woman who just didn't see his vision, or who always tried to downplay his vision. But when he met this Hispanic, Asian, or white woman, she came to the table uplifting him and trying to support that vision. So sometimes it's not always about, oh, you just don't like black women. Oh, you just for everybody but us. Sometimes it's strictly about how all y'all love to say that woman that rolled for hers. And the whole interracial relationship thing really hit home with me, because I got a blended family. So when I hear people say this whole black man, oh, you bet not date nobody outside. How crazy is that? It's a lot of y'all that's out here doing y'all thing, and y'all got the right mindset. If you're a career woman, I'll ask y'all this. If you're a career woman and you building your legacy, you getting your house built from the ground up, getting a new car every 2 to 3 years, why in the hell would you want to date a brother that does nothing all day, that be on the block. He not gonna match what you bring him. It's just common sense. But a lot of times when I'm speaking on stuff like this, I get flack for it. I've had people tell me, oh, you a woman hater. Not by no means. By no means. I got a lot of female friends, a lot of ex-girlfriends that's still cool as ever with me because I never treated them the wrong way. But the truth is the truth. If it's so easy for the female to say she don't want no bum man, why should it be acceptable for a man to accept a bum female that only want to come to the table like, I look good? People love seeing you with me. That's just my opinion. And I probably got people that's probably in the comments probably saying a lot of crazy stuff. But the truth is, ask me if I care. I found out caring gets you nothing but stress. I'm speaking the truth from my realities. The female I may end up with is going to be the one that came along and saw the vision, like I see the vision. I heard Medea speak on it one time. It's like a GPS. When God taking you somewhere, he ain't going to show you the obstacles. He ain't going to show you the stumbling blocks, the walls you may have to knock down. He show you the finish line, though. And today, being that this is episode 6, which is kind of a special episode for me, because 6 is a very special number for me. Not only is it the mile I was raised on, it's the amount of time I gave myself to be successful down here in Austin. 6 years. And I'll be doggone if by year number 6, this show don't be in every household in America. You heard me say it. I'm sitting here. It may sound arrogant, cocky. But when God so saith, I do it without thought. This was something I prayed on before I spoke on it this week. I had to address the interracial couple thing. Because every week I get a call about me and black women. And my response is always the same. Why do we always put color on who you fall in love with? We put color. We put size. We put background. It's always a bunch of stipulations on who we could be with as black men. But you see a sister with a Hispanic, a white guy, Asian guy, and all of the sisters is applauding. Ooh, she got her a good one. He gonna treat her like a queen. Well, on behalf of all of the black men that choose to date outside of the black race, I say, well, he got him a good one. She gonna help him make a house a home. She not gonna get him attitude all day long. She not gonna come to him and say, I look good, don't I? I'm a bad bitch, ain't I bad? Nah. She gonna help that man build a future. And like I keep saying, if you mad, ask me if I care. Something else I need to address before we get out of here this week, Chuck. I swear I can't wait for Chuck to get the mic in front of him. Chuck the tech guy so cool, y'all. I can't wait for him to be interacting with y'all like I'm interacting with y'all. But I got to speak on the code. And not everybody know about the code. It's just an underlying code that goes amongst men when you discussing things, when you speaking on things. Some people call it locker room talk, barbershop talk. It's just what it is. It's just a conversation amongst men that should stay amongst men. A lot of people just go against the code. Loose lips sink ships. That's why a lot of these women out here be calling men, dare I say it, bitches. Because it's a lot of men that act like them. See, this week, I had to let the reins go this week. This week been a different week. This week been that week I just been in my little zone of like, you know what? My producer's been giving me the green light since day one. Say what you gonna say and don't care. But I've been trying to be real politically correct for y'all every other week. But being that we on episode 6, and I happen to be from 6 Mile, I felt like this week I can give y'all one show. I can give y'all one show where I came on this mug and just didn't give a fuck after I interviewed who I interviewed. Because I get so sick of hearing about all of this. I get so sick of hearing about who people supposed to date. I get so sick of hearing about who people supposed to do business with. How you supposed to be this or how you supposed to be that. Everybody's paths is different, people. Your path may lead you to the greatest black man in the world and he be for you. Her path may lead her to the greatest white man in the world and he be for her. Love is love. It has no color. So I hope y'all sitting at home watching this episode and y'all can take something from that. Because I know I did when I sat and thought about it. The underlying fact is this. If you build something all by yourself, at the end of the day, you don't want nobody coming to the table just expecting to take and not give. That goes for both genders, men and women alike. Because like I said, I know a lot of females that's in business. And of course, all my black sisters, my women out there, if you married, this don't apply to you. You're not even in this category. I'm speaking on all of the attitude, y'all know, the neck twirling, finger pointing, loud mouthing. Oh, you can't do this. You supposed to. That's your problem. You don't like black women. I'm speaking to y'all. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, it's not that he don't like black women. He just don't like me. Maybe it's something about you that you need to change. It's one more topic I need to address. I remember when I used to go to Lansing all of the time. One of my cousins in Lansing, we was having a conversation. And he was like, dude, I'm going to tell you something. It's a reason why a lot of older guys talk to the younger guy, to the younger females, excuse me. So it's the reason why the older guys talk to a lot of younger females. And I'm like, yeah, because they want to be sugar daddies. He was like, nah, Because by the time the women get their age, they so bitter and used up, they ain't no good to them. And I thought that was nonsense when he told me that. I really did. I was like, that's crazy than a mud. Dude, you know. You get older, can't no young female relate to you. Y'all ain't even on the same page. But it's like nowadays, it's so many bitter females as well as bitter males when they get older. Some of y'all may think I'm a bitter male. Trust and believe, I'm far from it. I just feel like with my show, I need to give y'all some hard facts sometimes. People hate the truth. People hate the truth. And every other week, I've been on here being so politically correct because I don't want to embarrass my producers or come out my bag. But this week, like I said, why give a damn? Truth is what the truth is. We need to do better. We really do. For one, we're in a pandemic. Everybody quarantining. And is doing different things to people's mindsets. So if you one of those people that's going through it and you feeling a little down about a lot of stuff, just remember, your help does not come from no man. Look up above you, because that's where your help come from. Now, before I get out of here, my 15 seconds of shame, I'm going to give my 15 seconds of shame to all of the black females that's done called my phone talking about I don't like black women because I choose to speak from a hard-working man's standpoint that don't want no chick coming to his table with cups for hands. There y'all go. Y'all take that with y'all, hang that on y'all hangers in your closets. And before I get out of here, I'm going to leave y'all with the quote my grandma used to always say to me when I used to feel like it was getting hard. Count it all joy. And as I got older, I realized my own spin to that. Yeah, count it all joy. Because every time an adverse situation comes upon me, I count it all joy because I know a blessing coming behind it. Appreciate y'all for watching. This has been another episode of the Jackson Report. Good night, y'all.